Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Todd Chrisley stands by his and wife's innocence, will keep fighting. Reality stars Todd Chrisley and his wife, Julie, were recently free from lives behind bars after being granted a pardon from President Donald Trump. While they have their freedom, Todd still maintains his and his wife's innocence concerning the original charges that led to their 2022 conviction. Recently, the Chrisley Knows Best star spoke about these charges and what he plans to do next during a recent press conference. Todd and Savannah Chrisley recently spoke at a press conference in Nashville. Todd Chrisley became known to audiences from the USA Network series, Chrisley Knows Best. The series looked at Todd, a real estate tycoon, and his family, based in Atlanta and later Nashville. In 2022, however, Todd and his wife Julie were convicted of a variety of charges, including bank fraud and tax evasion. In early 2023, Todd reported to his 12-year sentence at federal prison camp in Pensacola. For her part, Julie was sentenced to 7 years and reported to the Federal Medical Center in Lexington. However, Todd and Julie would soon obtain an early release after receiving a pardon from President Donald Trump. Following his release, Todd appeared at a press conference with his daughter Savannah in Nashville on May 30. During the moment, Todd maintained his and his wife's innocence concerning the charges against them. As he shared at the time, "I was convicted of something I did not do. It could be you. It could be any of you." Savannah Chrisley also talked about the evidence used against her parents during their trial. "And somewhere in this room, someone has had a family member that has been affected by this system. So I understand the shame that's around it. But I refuse to feed into that because shame is like a cancer that just spreads. And I have no shame." Todd emphasized that he would continue to fight and expose conditions in modern prisons. As he shared, "So I will continue to fight for all the guys that I dealt with and that I was blessed to be with at FPC Pensacola. I will continue to expose the injustices that go on there and throughout the Department of and throughout the Bureau of Prisons." As shared by News Nation, Todd and Julie's daughter, Savannah, had long been an advocate for her parents' release. During the press conference, she also talked about how evidence was used against her parents that was ruled to be thrown out because it was obtained illegally. During the conference, Todd also recently touched on his and his wife's return to the world of reality television. This comes out as Lifetime had previously announced plans for a new docuseries concerning the Chrisley family. Following their release, fans had previously wondered if they would see Todd and Julie become part of the show. Todd eventually confirmed he and his wife started filming literally the night that we got home. Even behind prison walls, Todd Chrisley's voice is loud, clear, and unshakably defiant. The former star of Chrisley Knows Best, once known for his designer suits, razor-sharp wit, and sparkling kitchen counters, now finds himself in the stark reality of incarceration. But if you think that's dulled his spirit, think again. Todd Chrisley may be locked up, but his fight is just beginning. "I know the truth. I've always known the truth," Todd recently declared through a phone call with his attorney, which was later shared by his family on social media. "And I will not stop until the truth is revealed, not just for me, but for Julie." It's been nearly 2 years since Todd and his wife, Julie Chrisley, were convicted on federal charges of bank fraud and tax evasion. To the world, it seemed like the glamorous Chrisley facade had finally cracked. But Todd tells a different story, a story of injustice, betrayal, and the long, grueling road to redemption. Standing by Julie. While serving a 12-year sentence at the federal prison camp in Pensacola, Florida, Todd spends every day thinking about the woman who stood beside him in marriage and now in trial and tribulation. Julie Chrisley, serving her own sentence in Lexington, Kentucky, remains his heartbeat on the outside, as he puts it. "She's the strongest woman I've ever known," Todd said. "They tried to break her, but they don't understand the power of a praying wife and mother. She wakes up every day with dignity, even in a place where dignity is rare." The two remain connected through letters, limited phone calls, and the faith that has long been the bedrock of their family. Todd believes it's only a matter of time before justice is served and their names are cleared. A legal war, not a legal battle for Todd. This is no longer about fame or fortune, it's about legacy. The Chrisleys have always been a family that broadcasted their lives for the world to see. Now Todd is determined to broadcast the truth. "I'm not interested in sympathy," he said. "I want accountability from the people who twisted facts, from the ones who knew better but stayed silent, and from a system that failed us." Their legal team has already filed multiple appeals and continues to push for a retrial, claiming that evidence was mishandled and key witnesses were coerced. Rumors swirl that new information, possibly from former associates, could change the trajectory of the case. Todd hints that there's more coming. "You better believe the story isn't over," he said. "We're not just rewriting it. We're taking the pen back." Faith in the fire. If there's one thing Todd Chrisley wants people to understand, it's that prison has only strengthened his faith. A man once known for his obsession with control and perfection has found peace in surrendering to something greater. "In here, I've learned what it truly means to walk with God," he shared. "Not when it's easy, not when you're on a TV set with perfect lighting, but when you're sitting in a 6x8 cell wondering how the world turned upside down." He now leads a Bible study group within the prison, mentoring younger inmates and encouraging them to believe that their worst moment doesn't have to define their life. "My kids always saw me as the rock," he said. "Now they see me as a man refined by fire." Messages from the outside. While Todd and Julie fight from within, the rest of the Chrisley family keeps their names alive outside. Savannah Chrisley, their daughter and now full-time caretaker for her younger brother Grayson and niece Chloe, has been her parents' fiercest advocate. She continues to speak out on podcasts and social media, sharing updates, documents, and heartfelt messages. "My parents aren't perfect," she said in a recent video, "but they are not criminals, and I won't stop until the world knows that." Savannah has also revealed that producers are interested in bringing the Chrisley story back to television, with a very different tone. No longer about shopping trips and Southern sass, but about a family's fight for justice, faith, and freedom. The quiet resolve of Julie. While Todd remains the louder of the two, Julie's quiet strength hasn't gone unnoticed. Letters she's written to family and friends reveal a woman who refuses to crumble, instead using her time in prison for reflection, growth, and prayer. "She's always been the soul of our family," Todd said. "Even now, I can feel her praying for me every night. That kind of love, that's something they can't cage." Todd said Julie often reminds him of the story of Job from the Bible, who lost everything but never lost faith. "She says we're in our job season," he said, "but restoration is coming." The road ahead. While the timeline for freedom remains uncertain, Todd remains hopeful and focused. "I'm not asking people to believe in me," he said. "I'm asking them to look at the facts, ask the hard questions. Don't just take what the media feeds you. This is bigger than a TV family. It's about the power of the system to destroy lives without consequence. And if the Chrisleys are ever cleared, oh, there will be a day when Julie and I walk out hand in hand," Todd said. "And when that day comes, we'll tell the whole story, every last page. Still, Chrisley knows best." For those wondering whether the Chrisleys will ever return to reality TV in the same way, lavish homes, luxury cars, over-the-top banter, Todd has an answer. "No," he said. "That show was a version of us the world wanted to see, but the next chapter? It's going to be raw, real, and full of truth, because while the empire may have crumbled, the Chrisley spirit hasn't. If anything, it's been refined by fire, and it's coming back stronger." Todd Chrisley stands by his innocence. He stands by his wife. And most of all, he stands by his faith that the truth will win in the end. As he puts it, "We're down, but we're not done."